Today I'm going to check out this programming language called CSound, which can be used to program like little audio beats and things like that. So here I have a Wikipedia article about it, and it is a domain-specific computer programming language for audio programming. And it was made in 1985, so it's kind of old, but it's still really fun to play with. Here I have a manual for it. It's like a little tutorial on how to get started with CSound. I also have ChatGPT open if I want to do some stuff in it that isn't in the tutorial. I can just simply ask it here, and I don't need to look through all of the documentation on the website. So the programming environment I'm going to use to code in CSound is going to be Cabbage. They also have a website where you can try it out and write code with it, but I'm going to try to use Cabbage because you can actually create plugins using it, and yeah, maybe in the future I'm actually going to make some plugins with Cabbage and make some videos on it. So that's why I'm using Cabbage, to kind of know what's going on here, how to use the UI, and stuff like that. So let's just go to the tutorial and let's just copy this example code here, and let's just see what it does. It is just a simple synthesizer that is just playing some notes. As you can see, up here you have the output code, which you usually don't need to change. Some other stuff you also usually don't need to change, but if you want to change like the sample rate or amplitude or whatever, you can do it here. Here you have your instruments. So this here is the first instrument, and here it ends. And then inside we have some parameters which are passed in, and they're saved into variables, and those are just run here in a function called VCO2. And what a VCO is, it's a voltage controlled oscillator, so it's basically like an emulation of like a hardware oscillator. And then this goes into the Out variable, and that is being outputted. So let's just check out this here, and this should be like an envelope, so like an ADSR or something like that. So let's just save it. Okay, so that actually works, and let's just look at what is going on down here, because what we're hearing is not just a simple oscillator with an ADSR. It has a few different notes being played. So here you can see calls of the instrument 1 we have up here, and these are all the parameters. So I1 says that is the first instrument, then 0 basically tells the oscillator where to start, and the 2 tells it how long it should be. Here are some other parameters. So this one here is the fourth one, so this is the amplitude, and P4 is the fourth parameter, P5 is the fifth one, and so on. So you can use the parameters inside of the instrument. So we have the amplitude and the frequency being passed in here, and that's how we basically make the sound louder or quieter and change the frequency of it. So that's the basics of this programming language. Okay, so now you can see that there is a filter and MIDI stuff and effects and a lot of stuff, but I don't want to make this video really long, so we're just going to ask ChatGPT to do some sound design using this programming language. And maybe we're going to tweak it a bit and play around with it. So from my experience, ChatGPT is pretty good at CSound, and it can actually create some pretty good little beats, which aren't going to be as good as if like a producer made them in a professional program, but it's still pretty interesting, and it still is a bit unique. It has like some character to it and stuff like that. So let's just try to run this. This doesn't sound like a hi-hat, so let's just tell that. Okay, that's more like a hi-hat. So let's just check out what it does. So it generates some white noise, it creates an envelope, then it applies the envelope, then it high passes it, and then there is the output. So let's just check out how we can implement a simple low pass filter here, because I don't know, we can try that and maybe it's going to sound more hi-hatty. I'm not really sure because hi-hats have a lot of high end, but okay. So it wants to create like another butt LP filter, and we have a butt HP here, so that actually makes sense. That should work directly. We can also look at what this method here does. Okay, so this is just a simple random method, so we can actually try doing our sample rate here. And that sounds a bit more like a hi-hat, so that's good. Okay, so that's a bit better, I guess. I think that's going to be all for today. I don't want to make a long video right now, so it's just going to be pretty short. So I just made a simple hi-hat pattern here with CSound, and I actually learned what all of these methods do, and I actually tried changing some parameters, writing some new code, and just checking out how this language works. So next time I'm maybe going to do some more of like sound design stuff and making actual sounds and like melodies and drum beats and whatever. But I think that I'm going to make some plugins as well, and maybe there's going to be in the next episodes of this little CSound series here on my channel. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel.